Ooh, well, Carrie dear, and anyone else who sees this is my task today. There are 9 bags of mulch that I'm spreading today after pulling weeds and leveling ground. 3 bags that are empty already in that chair that I've already spread. Some right around the base over there, which you can't totally see. Get out of my yard. Go on. Feral cat that's always in my yard. Anyway, so I spread 2 of the bags over there already, right up at the corner of the house. And 1 I spread at the base of this cedar tree. You can see it's a little brighter red, and it doesn't have any of the cedar tree seeds in it either. So I've done 3 of the 12 bags that I bought. This is my cedar tree that I love. It gives me shade here on the corner of my yard till well past noon. And in New Mexico, shade is a good thing, and there's not a lot of it. So anyway, these little gray balls, like right there, that's a seed from the cedar tree. There's a bunch over here. You can see them all. I need to pick them up so that they don't germinate, and then I have to pull them. Now this green right there, that's not weeds. Those are flowers that haven't blossomed yet. But all that green over here, that's all weeds. And over here on the other side of the chair, all that's weeds. Because that whole area is the area I'm raking and leveling and putting the mulch over there. Now this mulch isn't the kind I usually use. It has an added slight amount of weed deterrent in it. So I'm not putting this at the base of any of my trees. And this pine tree I cut down last year, and I'm using it for bird feeders. It's almost the time of year to put out some sugar water for the boiled sugar water for the hummingbirds. The bird of paradise tree is not in bloom yet. My little bush is, though. Let's walk over to it. You can see my little bush here has lots of little green buds. It's a fun cat chasing after a fluff ball, but it comes in my yard and poops, so I always scare it out. By the way, speaking of cats, the Fresh Step buckets for cat litter are a perfect thing for picking up weeds and picking up buckets of dirt to dump in the trash. That's one of my favorite tools right there, the garden. And here's my gloves. There's another favorite tool of mine, ice water, lots of water. There's my little free library. So irises are coming up a little bit. And there's my gnome garden. Let's zoom in on that a little bit. There you go. Well, it's just a cheap camera. It doesn't zoom very well. There's my little gnome garden. So this plant here is my lavender cotton plant. See how that spreads all over? When Mother was alive, she picked it out for me. There we go. The lavender cotton, and over behind the chair, this dark green over here. This is a yellow cotton. It's just what they call the plant. It doesn't make cotton. It does have some really nice blossoms on it in the spring. This one almost died last year. It didn't get enough water. It was before I mulched this area, and I cut it way back in the fall. And it has survived. So I'm going to see about tending to it this year. See if we can get to spread everywhere like the purple cotton, the lavender cotton does right there. So also my peach tree is in blossom. Look at this. See if I can get a good angle so that the lighting shows up. There you go. Sort of. I'll try moving around a little. Sorry, because I'm in the shade, it's harder to get a... There. To get the angle on the camera so you can see it well. See all those nice pink blossoms on my peach tree, my little tiny peach tree? It does give us 2-3 dozen good, yummy peaches, even though it's so tiny. So here's my work. This is what I'm doing today. There's the area I spread already. And this whole area here, from under the bird of paradise to the wall and all the way around the corner, is where all these bags are going. But first I dig it up, pull up the weeds. See all the weeds coming up over here. Dandelions. And then this white looking stuff, those are weeds that spread. And they spread 3 ways. They spread underground through roots that take really strongly. They spread above ground, and they also have seeds that blow in the wind and land and spread. So this crawling crabgrass, whatever it is, that's the hardest thing for me to get out of my yard, but all that's left is this little patch. But I still have all these weeds all the way up to the little shed we had built. This whole area has to get done. I don't have enough mulch for all of this yet. You can see that trash collects back here too. And we are taking down the little garden shed. We're going to put a gate here so that when I have goats in the backyard, I can come through here if I want to take my goats for a walk. But it's a heavy task, and I'm tired, and that's why I'm a little out of breath. But I did want you to feel like you were kind of with me today, sis. Let's go sit down together. And I wanted you to feel like you were here. We were together. We could have a nice cup of tea out here, maybe. A nice neighborhood. All the way down the street, we have nice neighbors. And you could just sit here with me and look up under the cedar tree and watch for the birds. Our cedar trees bring us a lot of doves, ring-necked doves, white-winged doves, mourning doves. They've flown off right now because I've been working under the tree. And the only negative about having a lot of doves, other than as you can see, they do leave some poo, because they're really beautiful and they make lovely sounds, and you know they're friendly, and they don't scare off the smaller birds when the smaller birds are at the feeders in the backyard. But the only negative is having so many, having a cedar tree in the front and the back. I tend to get grackles once a year. Started a couple of years ago because they eat dove eggs. So we'll have a whole flock of grackles show up. And they're lovely, bright, shiny black, and they have wonderful calls. They make lovely sounds, but they eat my dove eggs, and that's a sad thing for me. I don't like to see my doves die. Anyway, I hope you're having a good time in Indiana. Hope it's warm enough for you. And we'll just pretend that you're sitting here with me, having some water, brewing a cup of tea. We'll have some nice herbal tea with no caffeine and no sugar, like Good Earth tea with cinnamon in it. And just sit back and enjoy ourselves. I love you, honey. And here's your little bit of blue sky, because the sky belongs to Carrie. The whole sky, blue, 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 blue. Tiny bit of clouds way over there, blue, 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 blue. And the only time you really see any clouds is way over there at the base of the mountain. I mean at the top of the mountain, because they collect when they hit the mountain. I know this is a longer video than usual, but I'm sharing my day with you. And I hope you feel like you're here. Hope you had time to listen to the whole thing. I love you. I'll show you more pictures in a month or so when we have lots of blossoms. Bye, honey.